The Film Club is now in session. Welcome to the club. I'm your Film Club President, Tyler Lindsey Smith. For the Film Club today, I'm looking for directors and actors from around the world, which are two critical roles in film and the most known names on a film production. For my Film Club to prosper, it would be fruitful to have such high-profile roles in the club. And we've got two great candidates to help us delve into that world today. But first, our Australian Film of the Week is Nitram, a biographical psychological film based on the Port Arthur killings. Nitram, played by Caleb Landry Jones, lives with his mother and father in suburban Australia in the mid-1990s. He lives in a life of isolation and frustration at never being able to fit in. That is, until he unexpectedly finds a close friend in a reclusive heiress, Helen. However, when that friendship meets its tragic end and Nitram's loneliness and anger grows, he begins a slow descent into a nightmare that culminates in the most nihilistic and heinous of acts. The film is directed by Justin Kurzel. Caleb Landry Jones won the award for Best Actor for his role at the Cannes Film Festival for this year. And that is why I give it 3 out of 5 clapperboards. Our candidates are directors and actors, so please give a warm welcome to our new recruits. Thank you very much, guys, for coming in today. Really appreciate it. We've got Emilie and Usman.
Hello, thank you for having us.
No worries. Thank you for coming in. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself. We'll start with you, Emilie.
Well, hello everyone. My name's Emilie Lowe. I'm 21 years old and I'm an actor, director and filmmaker from just down the road.
Beautiful. And you, Usman?
Hi, I'm Usman from Pakistan, and I came to Perth 2 years ago studying theatre at Curtin.
Beautiful. Well, after those beautiful introductions, all right, let's delve in a little deeper and learn a little bit more about them. Our first recruit is an upcoming actress and director, having best of both worlds. She'll make a great inclusion, Emilie Lowe. So I've got a couple of questions for you here. What's your film hot take?
So I was discussing this before and I was saying, how spicy do you want me to go with this?
Very.
So I went, Nando's peri-peri super spicy.
What do we got?
So brace yourself. And this isn't a very popular opinion, but
Yes, that's what we're here for.
I don't think Avengers Endgame was very good at all. And I know it's spicy, and I know, and I really wanted it to be good, but I just don't see how, with script writing, how you can kill off, spoilers, sorry, how you can kill off Thanos in the first, 15 minutes, which is, ballsy move, that's fine.
Yeah.
But then you bring back a less developed version of the same character, whose motivations now technically don't make sense within the story.
No, for sure.
Things like that, I was just like, why? And I wanted it to be good, and it just was not quite.
Yeah,
up there.
I understand.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy that. I really like the reasoning behind it too.
No hate mail, please.
No, you've really thought that out. I think you'll have a couple people nodding their heads like, yeah, actually, I kind of agree with you. Yeah. So moving on, So you're a director in your own right. What are some words of wisdom you'd have to say to any aspiring women who want to be in the film industry?
Well, I'd say right now I'm directing my first big feature film, which is called The Canary, and it's set in the 1800s, so it's a period piece.
Oh my God.
And it's being shot completely out in the Australian outback, so that is a challenge in itself.
Beautiful.
And I feel like I thought that, I couldn't do it at the start, because I'm used to looking up to a lot of male, especially older male directors. And man, you can do it. You can be a badass and you can go out there and do it. And
That's amazing.
It's really not easy. It is hard. But if you really love film, you've got a passion for it, and you've got a story to tell, you can find the right people and you can make it happen.
Awesome. That's fantastic. So how did you get into all of this? How did you get into acting and directing
Well, I've loved film my whole life. I love film. I love watching it.
You kind of have to, don't you?
I love making it. I love writing it. But acting, I actually started loving acting. The first movie I watched and I was like, I want to be an actress, was actually the first X-Men movie, which sounds really bad.
Right, okay.
But seeing people have these abilities that just you couldn't have in your everyday life, and my kid mind was just blowing.
Yeah.
I was like, how is that possible? How can I do that? And I love those movies. Even though watching them back now, I don't know how I could have, but at the time I loved them. And it transported me into this world of just, mutants and incredible things. And I thought, I want to do that for other people. And you get to experience so much as an actor. I've done in like short films and commercials I've done so much that I would never do normally.
Yeah.
You know, like locations, handling certain animals I would never go near, things like that. And I knew that I wanted to go down that route and share stories that I thought were kind of unconventional but really important.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the route that I wanted to go down, and it was
Nice.
because of excellence.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm the same. Lord of the Rings, though, for me. I was like, such a great story, fantasy, all of that. It's fantastic. So what does being a female director mean to you?
It means that we get to tell stories that would not be shown, I guess, in the correct way if they were made by someone else. You can definitely write a story that necessarily you're not in that story. You can, you know, you can have empathy for people that you're not, but I really feel like we get to tell stories that really shine a light on issues that maybe wouldn't be understood by a different perspective. And I think we have a bit of a responsibility to put it out there and really show things that would not necessarily be portrayed in the correct way if they were made by someone else.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. What have been your major highlights in your career so far?
Besides getting to do all the incredible film stuff I've done so far, I really think that making this film, which we're right in the midst of a big production right now, we're right in the midst of filming it, it has been a big challenge. Like, it's been really hard, like stepping out of my comfort zone, acting and directing and writing in it, making an 1800s piece, you know, shooting on the open ocean, things like that has been really difficult, but it's taught me so much that I think I wouldn't learn in the classroom.
Yeah,
very practical, and I'm very proud of me and my team.
No worries. I've been told just to swap these for you.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Is that better? We all good? Everyone good? Awesome, great. That's fantastic. Speaking of your feature film, tell us a little bit about it. What's it about?
Oh, well, I can't tell you too much because it is kind of like a mystery as it goes along.
Of course.
But I'll give you the gist.
Yes.
So it's set in the 1800s, which was quite hard to find period-accurate clothing and props, and we had to get clothing handmade, things like that. We got given a 18th or 19th century lifeboat, which is handmade, things like that. Yeah, so everything, you can't have bold border in the background like they did in Downton Abbey. It's going to be very specific. It's set around a young woman who is cast away on the open ocean with nothing but a lifeboat and a caged canary beside her.
Oh, wow.
And it's all about her overcoming both the internal and external struggles that she faces and surviving the elements and figuring out that she can overcome things in her own way.
Of course.
You don't need brute strength to overcome certain things. She uses her resourcefulness and learns to really experience the strength from within.
Yeah, right. So your production company name is Salt and Honey Productions.
Yes.
Enlighten us. Where'd the name come from?
Yeah, so it actually went through a couple of reiterations.
Yeah.
But what I really love about film, things like Black Swan, you can tell sour and sweet stories intertwined together. So Salt and Honey was meant to be, you can tell the sweet and sour sense of film. And this film, The Canary, definitely embodies that. It's visually appealing. We're really happy with how the cinematography looks, very pretty, but it has quite a rugged and deep story. So it looks sweet, but it's got a bit of sour under there.
Ooh, I like it. Well, thank you very much, Emilie. I believe you're a very promising candidate for the film club. Now, before we get to our second guest, we're going to take a quick recess and we'll see you right after the break. Excellent. Good job, guys. Fantastic.
I'm Teresa.
And I'm Mark. We are the owners of the Leopard Lodge. We opened up in June 2011, so we've been here for 10 years in the middle of the bush. In South Africa, you do get game lodges which serve food, and they're out in the middle of nowhere. They have to be for the game, so this is pretty good. It's only 15 minutes from Joondalup.
Because we're South African and we don't know any other cuisine, we decided we'll do South African. And very fortunately, there are expats, but it's also nice to feed the Australians.
We've had people here from everywhere.
And they all say it's a little bit of home, which is nice for them.
Yeah. What I say to the customers is this is actually my lounge, and all the customers are just my friends eating here. So they enjoy that concept.
And then I come out afterwards and say hello to everyone and ask them, and they just love that. I like to make sure everybody's fed and that they're happy. And if they're not happy, then I'm not happy. We crush our own chilies here and we make our own peri-peri. They like steak, big steak eaters, South African, and prawns.
The monkey gland sauce is
But
chopped
it's,
onions, tomatoes, Worcestershire sauce.
Just a barbecue sauce. And sometimes I'm a bit sneaky and I put cherry tomatoes in and then I say that's the glands.
Boerewors. It's a sausage that comes in a coil.
Yeah, it's just farmer's sausage.
I think the farmers made that way back, you know.
Also, lots of herbs and spices that you don't really, use in other sausages.
People go through 90% of that menu. There's very few things that hardly are ordered, so we've got that down to a fine art. And Teresa cooks farmhouse style. So when people come here, they go, "This tastes different. What are you doing?" We're just cooking like they used to do on the farms in those days. So that's why there's a distinct difference that people can pick up.
From today, got snails back on the menu.
Cheesy garlic snails.
Cheesy garlic snails. Served with homemade bread.
Yeah, we got a whole heap of wine. Red wines.
Red wines.
Lots, because Africa's got a very good wine industry, just like Australia.
Yeah,
So
but right
not
from
bad.
day one, we said we would have accommodation and we'd have
Luxury tents.
luxury tents and walking trails. And I had thousands of ideas. So
Okay.
the accommodation is still coming.
Yeah, because we've got
One
permission
day.
from council now to build 8 luxury tents.
Yeah. So,
So
that's like
good.
the
So
next.
that's next year, 2022.
So maybe in the next 10 years we'll have, have achieved what we wanted.
We'll go straight in with our next candidate, who is an actor who has travelled the world with big dreams in acting and learning from the finest. I'm sure he'll be a fine fit for the film club. Please welcome Usman Bandy.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. So we'll start where we started with Emilie. What's your film hot take?
All right, this is going to be pretty controversial. So a few years back,
Yeah.
me and my mates were having lunch and we're talking about movies, and I said, "Oh, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings yet."
Mate.
That's the reaction that I got, and I said, "Okay, I'm gonna go home and watch it that very night."
Yep.
And I did, and that was 3 hours of my life I'll never get back. Look, I didn't like it. I'm sorry. I didn't like it.
Wow,
Yes.
that really hurts my soul.
I'm sorry.
Like, that's what I base my entire... Anyway, we'll move on.
I thought you were gonna get hate now. I'm gonna get assassinated.
Yeah, there's a high chance. Anyway,
Yes.
how did you get into acting?
Ever since growing up, so I grew up in Pakistan in a loving family, and but I remember as a child I was very dramatic. I remember at parties and at holidays I'd always wanted to be the center of attention. Now my folks saw that there was something wrong mentally with their child, but I just had something within me which was to entertain and act, and I was just intrigued by accents and acting out as other people, being empathetic.
Yeah.
And I think as I got older and as I got more independent, I started traveling the world. When you speak to people from other backgrounds, I think you just learn more, and I was starting to realize that I'm becoming a different person.
Yeah.
And the next thing I know, every few months I'm changing, I'm just altering into a different person. And I was like, oh, what? Acting might be something that I would enjoy.
That's fantastic.
And it's been a great journey.
Yeah, well, how has it been, speaking of traveling, how has it been traveling with acting and all of that? And is it something that you've just really enjoyed and jumped on board with, or?
Absolutely. So I was doing business in England. So I was studying. I was doing my bachelor's in business management in Royal Holloway, which is in Surrey, south of London. And I remember being in my second year, and I was just very discouraged by the course. I was like, this is something that I don't wish to pursue for the rest of my life.
Yeah, right.
I remember speaking to my mom about it. I said that, look, acting is something that I think that I could get myself into. But she said that once you can only do that once you graduate, because there was a lot of money going abroad. It's a big investment. So I did that. I graduated and I went back home to Pakistan. I remember my first ever audition. it was for the sitcom. It was a Pakistani sitcom,
Right.
and I just signed up.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
I signed up. I went to the audition, and I had the worst audition ever. And I remember going home, and I was like, Mom, maybe this isn't for me. But next thing I know, like 2 weeks later, they ring me and they said, hey, they liked what I did, and they asked me, they brought me back for a callback.
That's awesome.
And I got the part.
Mate, well done.
Thank
firstly.
you. Yeah, and I didn't think that was possible because I knew how the actor's struggle is, right? Like you go years and months of auditions and rejections, but I just got my break on the very first audition.
That was your first ever audition.
First ever audition.
God
right.
damn.
Yeah.
Well done, man. That's
It's been
fantastic.
wonderful.
That's awesome. So what is the role you've been most proud of in your career so far?
I did a show last year at the Fringe, which was the Edith Cowan story. So we did that show at the Fringe Festival last year, and that was the first show that I auditioned here in Perth.
Oh yeah.
And I'm most proud about that production because I was playing a character which was based in the late 1800s. And I mean, for those of you who do know Edith Cowan, she was such a crucial personality within Australian history, and I got to play her father.
Oh, wow.
Which was amazing, absolutely, yeah.
That's amazing. What prompted you to come to Australia, of all places, in regards to acting and all of that?
Yes, so I was in Pakistan, and back home making a living as an actor was incredibly difficult.
Yeah.
So my father wanted me to get into business, so I said, look, Australia is going to be a good place to do that.
Yeah.
I remember I came here and then COVID happened, right?
Oh no way!
Yes.
Straight off the bat.
Straight off the bat. I remember I came in and I think a week later everything shut down.
Oh my god.
Which it turned out to be a massive blessing in disguise because it sort of gave us all that time and clarity on where it is that we want to go.
Yeah.
And I think after a semester of doing that, I was like, nah, like I think I'm gonna go all in now.
Yeah.
And I dropped out and I started auditioning, and then when Fringe happened, that's when I got like this divine intervention that I'm on the right path.
Man, that's fantastic. So I'm also told that you studied at Stella Adler.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so after doing a couple of productions back home in Pakistan, I convinced my folks that look, this is not just a hobby, this isn't just a phase, this is something that I'm really passionate about. So I was just browsing through schools in New York, and Stella Adler popped up because they had a small but intensive course.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go to New York because, Broadway and stage, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Who wouldn't, right?
It's amazing. I love it.
And and I ended up going there. It was the best summer of my life.
Yeah, right. So it was just the summer course, and you just really intense training, I imagine.
Very intense. It was stage and television.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and if I could, I would have stayed there, but I had to go back after that.
Yeah. What's the biggest major cultural difference you've found in regards to the difference between here in Australia and over in Pakistan?
I think the biggest difference is that there's a lot of respect here for not just actors but performers in general. Whether that's directors, writers, you can make a living. You can make a living here, and there's opportunity, but back home there isn't. There's a tremendous amount of talent back home, and I consider myself very fortunate that I got out of there.
Yeah.
But I know that people back home don't have that same opportunity.
That's fantastic. That's awesome. Well, thank you very much, Usman. I believe you are also a great candidate for the film club. But now is the test. We are going to play a game related to acting and directing to see if you are worthy to join the film club. We'll be playing charades, but all the prompts will be titles of well-known films. Now, if you don't know charades, you have to act out the film title on the card in whatever way you see fit. However, you may not speak or make any noises. Now, our two candidates will be working together to earn a place in the film club. Within 2 rounds, they must earn over 12 points in order to join the film club. Each of you will guess or act for 2 minutes, then swap. You can skip any questions you don't know. You two can now decide who goes first acting and who's the guesser for the first round.
I mean, you did all those horses, so I think we should act.
You want me to act first?
Yeah.
She's putting me on the spot.
Oh, there you go. So if you come up here
course.
for me.
Do you want me to bring the mic or?
No. We have a special podium mic for you just here. I'm very tech savvy here at the film club. There we are. So just stand over here. What? That's awesome. So, all right, you ready?
I'm ready.
You guys have 2 minutes on the clock. Remember, 12 points total. Get into the film club, and your time starts. You can't see these, can you?
I can see this back.
Now.
All right.
Wait, you don't need that. You're not speaking.
Go. Hat.
That's a good one. That's a good start.
Lightsaber. Sword.
Oh,
Devil.
I see what he's doing here. It's a good one.
Sailing.
Ooh. What's the biggest?
Sky. Sky.
What's
Sea.
what's the biggest thing they do in the movie?
Painting. Musical. Conducting.
Whoa.
Looks like a conductor. Beard. Wizard. Oh, Harry Potter.
Yes, well done. That was really well done. Here you go. This is just for you.
This is just all right.
How many words? First? How many words? 4 words.
All right.
You. Man. You. Not me. Woman. Female. Man. Circle. TV. Screen. Screen. Man. Screen. Which word is man? Which word is man?
I'm not sure. Let's skip that. It was
Which
Lord of the
word's man?
Rings.
All right.
Here
okay.
we go. Next one.
You could. Religion. Which word? How many words? One word.
All right.
And are you acting the film? Okay. Ocean. Sea. Ocean.
3.
Ocean's 13?
2,
Ocean's 13? Ocean's 8?
1.
What?
It was Titanic.
What? Oh my. Okay. Wouldn't have got that.
Ocean,
Oh, okay. I thought you were doing like each word.
That was fantastic.
Okay.
All right, so we'll just get you guys to swap
One.
around now. Please take a seat.
So I'll say how many words, and then if I'm going to do word by word.
I'm being informed that we will have you standing up here. The guesser, Usman, you standing up here, and we'll have you standing over there.
All right.
So facing each other. That's how we're doing it. All right, so here's your mic. This is for you need as a guesser. So you're going to see it over his shoulder, so he's not going to be able to see it. All right, so your time starts now.
Captain. Second word. Anthem. That's fourth word. Okay. Captain America.
It's a specific Captain America film.
Oh, okay. Captain America. Armor.
Wow,
Sword?
this is really. Yep. What
Gun?
do you use swords in?
War. Yeah. Captain America. War. That's the third word. Fourth word. Civil War. Yeah. All right.
Nice. Well done. That was really well done. Next one.
One word. Cheering. War.
You can skip if you need. Yep. Skip that one. Here we go.
3 words. 3 words. Music. Music. Guitar. Guitar. Rock. That's the first word. Okay. School of Rock.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Osman. I'm just going to get you stand there real quick.
Quick, give me
Over here.
give me
Over
give
here.
me
Standing there for me.
All right.
Thank you. All right. Here we go. Next one. Don't look.
Sorry.
You can't look. All right. There we go. Next one.
Okay.
4 words. First word. X. No. Second word. Time. Third word. Fourth word. Kill. Kill. No time to die.
Nice. Well done. Here we go. Next one.
2 words. First word. Baby. Mother. That's the second word. Mother. Notebook.
Here we go. 5,
Paper.
4, 3,
Story?
2,
Story.
1. It was Toy Story! Oh man, that was fantastic. I really enjoyed that from both of you. I'd like to take a seat. Thank you so much, both of you, coming in. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the show. Now, to round out the show, guys, as far as I'm concerned, your acting skills are phenomenal and your directing is on top notch. You're in. I'm giving you a presidential pardon. No worries. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you guys on the show. Now to round out, we have a very special performance from the Music Club.
Feels like it was yesterday when I saw your face. You told me how proud you were, but I walked away. If only I knew what I knew today. Ooh, I would hold you in my arms. I would take the pain away. I'd thank you for all you've done and forgive all your mistakes. There's nothing I wouldn't do to hear your voice again. Sometimes I wanna call you, but I know you won't be there. Oh, I'm sorry for blaming you for everything I just couldn't do. And I've hurt myself by hurting you. Some days I feel broke inside, but I won't admit. Sometimes I just wanna hide, 'cause it's you I miss. And it's so hard to say goodbye when it comes to this.